There is some concern that the failure to address the needs of special needs children has contributed to the country's crime problem. C News Verna Bharath spoke to pediatrician David Bharath, who had some interesting things to say on the topic, and she sought to find out what the Ministry of Education is doing to address the potential problem. Stacy-Ann Providence has more.
The term gang warfare has been featuring prominently in the news recently. We've even heard one community activist, Hal Graves, describe the sad state of children in at-risk communities so disenchanted they are preparing for their own funerals. But there may be a whole other side to TNT's crime saga, a side that links a child's challenges at school to a life of crime. And according to pediatrician Dr. David Bharath, foreign statistics have already conveyed this.
International studies have shown that there is a relationship between school failures, teenage delinquency, and adult criminality. To the extent that anywhere from half to 2/3 of adults who are incarcerated in the United Kingdom, Canada, the United States, Israel, have some form of disability, specifically attention deficit disorder and dyslexia. And the same thing has been shown in delinquents. And so we think there is a link up between school failure, delinquency, and criminality.
The pediatrician believes that perhaps by addressing the concerns of special needs children from an early age, we'll also be addressing one of the many contributors to crime.
One of the things that bothers me is that who knows the guys who are running criminal systems in Trinidad and Tobago? Were they dyslexic? Were they attention deficit? Were they abandoned? Smart people, so their energies and their ambitions went elsewhere.
He's proposing the establishment of a multi-sectoral team.
Given that there are so many cases and that we have so few resources, that a single team be set up initially for the entire country, and a high-risk register be established for newborn babies who are at risk. So newborn babies who have spent time in the intensive care unit, for example, or who are HIV positive, or who have undergone some form of insult to their brain while they're being born. And those children be followed and by the team until we know what the outcome is going to be.
Education Minister Dr. GOPEESINGH last week promised that help for parents with special needs children is coming. By special needs, we mean children who may have dyslexia, autism, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, Down syndrome, emotional and behavioral challenges, and psychological abnormalities.
There is a research work project now being undertaken by the Ministry of Education in conjunction with an international and local consulting firm, where they are screening students in 8 primary schools and 8 early childhood education centers, looking at the true incidence and prevalence of all these disorders. From that, we'll be able to extrapolate, because it's a scientifically controlled, randomized type of sampling. So we'll be able to get a true picture of the incidence and prevalence of each one of these. In the same way as they're testing, they're now treating and managing. So they will be able to see the response of these students. That study will be completed in just 2 or 3 months from now, and we will expand that type of management of these students to a wider scale.
The minister says, in keeping with a mandate by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, national consultations on a national policy on special needs and education will begin in the coming days. Stacy-Ann Providence, C News.